Morning Year 8, or afternoon. Thank you to those of you that got your textual practice sheets in. I think there were, 3. It is important that you know how to do the textual tonal work so that your portrait, your textual portrait will work. And if it doesn't happen until we get back to school, that's fine, but you need to be ready for that, okay? Today what we're going to do is the next step of making the gridded portrait. Now last week I showed you the big portrait that I've got, this one. And what this is from a photograph that's been gridded, and then each grid is drawn in individually. So you can see, well, you don't have to go too close, that each square is not just its own texture, but its own tonal shapes. And when you're gridding up, just like the work of Chuck Close particularly, he deals, and we will deal, square by square. Not the whole picture, using the grid as a guide to shape, but we're going to go square by square. And sometimes you won't even know what part of the face it is, and that will help you, because the less you think, oh, it's an eye, or the nostril, and the more you just deal with the shape, the more realistic and likeness it will have, okay? So I'm going to show you today how to use the grid shape by shape. Now attached to this lesson is this worksheet. It's a big one. I'll make sure you've just got an A4. But what this is, you can see here a bunch of mixed up gridded images, and next to it here is an empty grid. And what you need to do is find the corresponding number in the jumbled grid and draw it into the right place. Now, what I don't want you to do is go 1, 2, 3 and find sequential numbers. I want you to work from the top across. So the first one is here is number 2, then 37, then 62. So I want you to, those squares will get filled up randomly on your grid, and that also means the less chance you'll see what picture it's becoming, the more chance you'll just draw what you see. Okay, so this grid is attached to the lesson, this worksheet, and this gives you good practice on grid work. You've had similar kind of practice when we've done the large-scale portraits, the Greta Thunberg one, and we did a portrait of the king as well. I can't remember which ones you were helping with, but it's the same principle. Each square needs exactly the right shape putting in. Okay, so I said that we're going to work sequentially. We're going to work in order of the shapes here, not numerical here. So the first one we've got is number 2, so we're going to go find the number 2 grid, okay? And you can see that there's a little white bar at the bottom here. It's slow, it kind of just curves in. It runs along fairly flat and then curves as it goes off, okay? It's not a straight line, and it's important that you record the quality of the line and the shape, exactly how it is, because when you have the full picture done, it will make sense. So I'm going to go over to the square here where I'm going to put my shape. So you can zoom in, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So my white line kind of creeps in just about there, goes across the box, and then curves and starts to exit about there. It doesn't go right into the corner, but the rest of the square is black, so I'm just going to colour that in with my pencil. Okay, so that one's done. The next one is number 37, okay? Now 37 on the empty grid is here, and that's just a black box. So all you need to do there is colour it in. Okay. The next one, and the last one I'll show you, is a bit more complicated. This is number 62, and you can see it's got a kind of a leaf or a boat shape, and this curved triangle. It's almost like a seal. So it helps you to, if you think of things in shapes like that, it helps you to draw them accurately. So 62 is down here, and I'm going to transfer those shapes there. Okay, so my little boat shape, kind of 60, thanks, Rowan's filming. Wrong shape, Mom. And I'm going to get my boaty kind of shape, and then my seal. All right, I've done the boat too close. I'm just going to, I can change that a little bit, because when I do the black, I can change it. And then I colour in my black area. Now the square underneath, number 68, when you come to draw that one, any lines that were slightly inaccurate in this square, so like this line, you'll realise that maybe it doesn't line up. You can make a correction. But the whole point of this exercise is that you recognise shapes and lines and record them accurately. Because when it comes to doing the portrait, you have much more chance of a realistic likeness in the face if you get all of the contours of their natural bone structure. The shadow is only being caused by the bone structure, so if you get the shadow shape accurate, you're going to get a likeness on your photograph, okay? So that's how you do the sheet. When the whole sheet's done, it will reveal a mystery image, and you won't know what it is till it's finished. So have fun, good luck, and do your best.